What's going on, guys? My name is PS Archer, and today we are going to be talking about Call of Duty 2015 and what we can probably expect that game to be, and maybe what time period it'll take place in, whether or not it's going to be a sequel or prequel to Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1 or whatever. And basically, I want to sit down and talk to you guys about the entire, what's going to be going on with Treyarch next year. So, as you guys know, 3-year development cycle started this year with Sledgehammer Games, and now everyone's on a 3-year development cycle, so it's going to go Sledgehammer Games this year, Treyarch next year, and then Infinity Ward in 2016. Yeah, 2016. Infinity Ward's going to go, and then Sledgehammer Games is going to be back on the Call of Duty stage in 2017. Now, because of this 3-year development cycle, as always, the more time you put into a game, the better the game's probably going to be. And that was certainly the case with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And let's hope Treyarch can do a really, really good job with it next year when the game launches. And now, David Vonderhaar, one of the studio heads over at Treyarch, has been tweeting a ton on Twitter lately, or maybe more than usual, about the next upcoming game. Like, he said something about domination, where the first team to hit 100 points, the round will switch, like, when that 100-point boundary, I guess, like, is hit, that 100-point limit, then you'll switch sides. So it's a little different than the standard time limit domination that we play in Advanced Warfare right now, where when it hits 5 minutes, the flags switch and stuff like that, and then you start on the other side or whatever. Now it's score-based rounds, pretty much, which I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, so anyway, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to let you guys know what I'm thinking about the next Call of Duty game. So that just shows the fact that David Vonderhaar is playtesting this next Call of Duty game. It's pretty much almost done. It's 2/3 of the way done. I'm pretty sure most of the story mode's done, then they're just working on the multiplayer now. And obviously, the version of the multiplayer or whatever is very, very watered down from what we're going to be playing come next year. Obviously, they're going to be putting a ton of stuff into it, but it's in existence. This next Call of Duty game's in existence, and I'm pretty sure Call of Duty Ghosts 2 or whatever Infinity Ward's going to be working on for 2016 is already in the works, and I'm pretty sure coming up very, very soon, Sledgehammer Games is going to be working on their 2017 game coming up. But basically, what I want to tell you guys is, kind of go through all the speculation about Black Ops 3. What I'm thinking about Black Ops 3. So first off, I think Black Ops 2 was an excellent storyline. I would not mind staying within that story arc, but the problem is we had branching storylines. Now, the problem with that is, it's like, yeah, I know of some games before, if you had a branching storyline, then it could access the data on the console before you, that was there before you, and then you could continue your story, on that storyline, I guess. So maybe in the end, if you had Mason die and Woods die or whatever, then that storyline continues like that. And it could read into your old memory if you're playing on 360 and you play Black Ops 2 on the 360, and then say different outcomes happened, it can read into your old memory and then play the game like that, which is great. I know a ton of games have done in the past, but this is coming out in 2015. That is 3 years since the original Black Ops 2 came out. And a lot of people since then have probably maybe upgraded to next-gen consoles, PS4, Xbox One, maybe switched over to PC, maybe switched from 360 to PS3 because their friends were on the PS3. So it's like there's going to be too much of the population that isn't playing on the console they played Black Ops 2 on, because I can't really see how you can transfer your Black Ops 2 story progress over to the, say, from the 360 to the PS4, or 360 to the Xbox One. Maybe they do something over Xbox Live, like cloud storage or something like that, so it could access that data, but not a lot of people have that, and it also isn't guaranteeing, they're not, I don't know, what's the word? They're not assuming that everyone has internet, so I feel like it's too much of a logistical challenge to make this branching storyline go into a sequel. Maybe the sequel would take place in 2026 or whatever, following what happens. Also, another reason I don't think there's going to be a sequel is that at the end of Black Ops 2, in one of the endings you get, David Mason retires from the military, and that's just whoa, obviously there's probably not going to be a sequel after that since he did retire from the military. But the other flip side of that is, in another ending, there's a bunch of riots and stuff, and you don't see David Mason retire, so you could possibly be on the street with him. But I feel like there's really no way they can build this game with the 4 possible endings. They'd have to make really 4 different campaign modes if they wanted to, make this branching storyline a thing, go into the next Call of Duty game in the Black Ops series. So I think that if a Black Ops 3 is going to happen, if it is going to happen, it isn't going to be a sequel whatsoever. I think, if anything, it might be a prequel to Black Ops 1, potentially, or maybe something in between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I know they did, an app called Call of Duty Strike Team, where it was in between, the events of Black Ops 2, the 1980s events, and then the 2025 events in Black Ops 2. It was, a miniature campaign on the iPhone. That was in between. I didn't really play through it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that, amazing or whatever because it was an iPhone game or whatever. But maybe they could do something like that. Maybe they could do like Afghanistan. Maybe David Mason as a new recruit, because when we see him in 2025, we see him as a tier 1 operator. Now maybe we could see him maybe in, I don't know, 2003 Iraq. Maybe how old would he be? Well, he was 7 in 89 or something like that. He was 7. Yeah, he was 7 in 1989. Based on the storyline, so plus about 10 years, maybe 99. Yeah, so he could possibly be a new recruit in Iraq or Afghanistan in this next Call of Duty game, and we could see like a prequel like that, or we could see another prequel where we go back to maybe the Korean War or World War II or something like that, a prequel to Black Ops 1, see what went on with like Reznov and stuff like that. And, well, of course we saw Reznov's story in part of Black Ops 1 as well as in World War or World at War. So, I don't know. And also another reason I don't see them going back to World War II is due to the fact that you can't really do much with World War II. Like, sure, the community's asking for, and they're dying for, a new World War II game with, like, it's revamped on the next-gen engine and all this other type of stuff. But I'm going to tell you guys one thing. It's going to be fun for the first couple of weeks, but then you're going to realize it's so bare bones. Because think of it this way. There aren't going to be any optical attachments. There's going to be limited kill streaks, because really all you can have is artillery, dogs, and recon plane, pretty much, if you're playing like in the World War II Korean War time period. Also, it's going to be very limited gun-wise, because they had limited like guns back then. Not to say they only had one type of gun, but they'd kind of have to get creative. They probably could do the same thing as World at War did with like the gun selection and stuff, but still, it wouldn't be that. I don't know. I don't think it would be that cool, really. The attachments, as I mentioned before, would be seriously lacking, and just a bunch of other stuff. Like equipment, yeah, you probably could have a variety of equipment in the category or whatever, but still, I mean, also, there's limited maps that they could possibly do, because like, I feel like people, although they might like it for the first couple of weeks, people are going to get bored of maybe like a not cornfield, but a random field with a church in it in the middle of Europe. Or maybe, I don't know, a plantation or whatever in the South Pacific, like, that you're fighting on against Japanese. I feel like that idea has already happened in World at War, and people are just going to see this as World at War 2.5 or 1.5, I'm sorry, and they're just going to be like, you know what, this gets old. It was fun at first, but not really. So, yeah, and also it's just so, like, they're limited by history almost. It's like they're almost limited by, like, what they can do and can't do. It's like, if you want, like, I know a lot of the recent Call of Duty games have had, like, more modern-esque feel to it, like, where maybe America got invaded. You're fighting environments that maybe you go into every day. Like, I know some people go over the Golden Gate Bridge every day on the way to work. Now they're fighting in it in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. In Modern Warfare 3, people work on Wall Street every day, and now you're fighting in it in Modern Warfare 3. And it's just, they try to bring all these real-life-esque things into Call of Duty game. Maybe the only thing I could see them doing, like, it would be outside the Black Ops story arc, though. The only thing I could see them doing is maybe potentially an altered version of World War II, kind of like Wolfenstein did, where maybe the Japanese actually made it to the west coast of the United States, and, like, you have the Americans trying to push the Japanese out or whatever. I don't know. Quite honestly, I think that would be pretty cool. It'd open up a whole new selection of maps that we could use. Maybe have, like, maybe a secret government program in there that has, I don't know, technology that's 25 years ahead of their time. So all of a sudden we have helicopters and, like, all the kill streaks and stuff and attachments that come along with the Vietnam War. We'll have that in World War II. Secret government agency that, like, gets deployed because the United States has been invaded or whatever. I don't know. I think that would be a pretty cool idea, but I'm not sure if they're going to go that route. I'm pretty sure they're going to avoid the World War II route at all. I'm pretty sure they're going to avoid World War II. Yeah, that's what I said. In Korean War and stuff like that, I don't see them going back to Vietnam. And as well as I really, like, if they were to, like, make a prequel-ish thing still inside of the Black Ops story arc, I'm pretty sure it would be David Mason as a new recruit in Iraq or Afghanistan. I'm pretty sure that would be, like, the general gist of the story. But then again, it still would be pretty boring because it's just, I don't know. I feel like the environment isn't as diverse. Like, if you have one war going on in one country, it's like, how many times can you fight over, like, a compound in Afghanistan? It's just, I don't know. Or maybe a town in Afghanistan. Like, the thing that killed me about Call of Duty 4 is it felt like in the Middle East missions and the Russia missions, since it was only like you're fighting in either or, it felt it got repetitive. I was either in a farm in Russia or like a desert city in the Middle East. It got boring in Call of Duty 4. And quite honestly, I did not like that at all. So I feel like They are probably gonna go outside the Black Ops story arc. I feel like they're not gonna do anything with that. I'm pretty sure they might do maybe a more modern-esque or maybe even a futuristic thing, bringing exo abilities possibly in the next game, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be Black Ops 3. I don't know what it's gonna be, maybe future warfare or something like that. Space warfare. If they do something with space, I think I'm gonna officially quit Call of Duty, but I'm not entirely sure. So definitely leave your comments down below speculating on what you think this next game is going to be about. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the commentary. I don't know, I'm just kind of doing like an idea brainstorm, I guess, about what this next Call of Duty game potentially be. Get our minds working and thinking about this, even though it's a year away. I don't know, it was just something to commentate about. And yeah, so anyway, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Truly do appreciate it. Remember to smack that like button as always and subscribe if you haven't already. Catch you all later. See ya.